welcome back to our channel. Today, we have something truly exciting for you. We're diving into the world of epic adventures, thrilling narratives, and immersive gameplay with the top 25 single-player story-based games you can play on your Android and iOS devices in 2023. These games aren't just time killers, they're full-fledged experiences, each offering a unique journey. So without further ado, let's dive in. Unknown Fate is a first-person puzzle adventure game that follows the journey of a man who has lost his memory and finds himself in a surreal world. He must solve puzzles, fight enemies, and collect fragments of his past to uncover the truth about his identity and his fate. Unknown Fate has free demo that will help you decide whether to purchase the game or not. TMNT Shredder's Revenge, a retro-style beat-em-up game based on the popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. This game is a homage to the classic arcade games from the 90s, where you and up to 3 friends can play as Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello, and fight your way through 16 levels of action-packed fun. The game has a story mode and an arcade mode, where you can try to beat your high score and unlock extra characters and costumes. Also, you can play solo or with your friends, online or offline, and have a blast. Mission Berlin is a mobile game based on the movie The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Mission Berlin is a fun and exciting game that captures the spirit of the movie. The graphics are decent, the controls are smooth, and the missions are challenging and varied. You can explore the city, drive cars, shoot enemies, and even use a laser cutter to break into buildings. If you like movie-based mobile games, then you should check out Mission Berlin. Beat Cop is a unique game that focuses on crime fighting and investigation. Players have the ability to arrest criminals, interview suspects, and even investigate crime scenes. The story is truly unique and the tactical gameplay is very engaging. I love the retro style and the music is very catchy. If you're looking for a quality police simulation with a really good story, I recommend this game to you. Beholder is a game that puts you in the shoes of Carl, a landlord who has been appointed by the government to monitor his tenants for any illegal activities. You can do this by installing cameras, peeking through keyholes, searching their belongings, and even planting evidence to frame them. Beholder is a game that will make you think and feel. If you're looking for a game that will keep you hooked and engaged, then Beholder is the game for you. Forgotten Anne is a game that will make you fall in love with its beautiful art style, captivating story, and charming characters. Forgotten Anne is a game that will make you feel a lot of emotions. It has a fantastic voice acting and a gorgeous soundtrack that complement the hand-drawn animations and cutscenes. The story is well written and full of twists and surprises. I highly recommend Forgotten Anne to anyone who loves a good story and a beautiful game. HIGHWATER is a turn-based RPG adventure set in a flooded world. You play as Nikos, a teenager who wants to escape from Earth and join the elites on Mars. Along the way, you'll meet friends, enemies, and secrets that will shape your destiny. If you like post-apocalyptic scenarios, turn-based strategy, and immersive gameplay, you should definitely check out HIGHWATER. The Wolf Among Us, a point-and-click action game based on the Fables comic book series. It has a compelling story, memorable characters, and a unique art style. It is one of the best games from Telltale Games, and I highly recommend it to anyone who likes adventure games or fairy tales. Bunker 21 is a first-person storytelling action game that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where all people have disappeared. You play as Andrei, the last survivor, who is searching for answers and hope in a devastated world. The game has 6 chapters, each with its own challenges and discoveries. I think Bunker 21 is a great game for fans of post-apocalyptic settings, horror, and adventure. PASCAL'S Wager is set in a dark and gloomy world where the sun has disappeared and people are infected by a mysterious plague. You play as Terrence, a courier who is looking for his wife, who has become a witch. Along the way, you meet other characters who join your quest, each with their own weapons and skills. PASCAL'S Wager is a must-play game for fans of the Souls-like genre. This is a game that combines mystery, thriller, and action in one. You play as Cena, a man who wakes up in a strange place, not remembering anything about himself. He has to solve the scary mystery of his identity and his past, while facing horrible events, characters, and places. This is a game that I highly recommend to anyone who loves mysterious games and horror stories. Life is Strange is a 5-episode adventure game that will make you laugh, cry, and question your choices. The game is a mix of exploration, dialogue, puzzles, and decision-making. You can interact with various objects and people and use your time rewinding ability to see different outcomes and consequences. Overall, Life is Strange is a game that will stay with you long after you finish it. Dead Effect 2 is a sci-fi horror first-person shooter that promises to push the boundaries of the genre with slick graphics, rich narrative, and RPG elements. The game has a single-player campaign with 20 story missions, as well as cooperative and PvP multiplayer modes. If you're a fan of sci-fi horror shooters, you might want to give it a try. REPUBLIQUE is a game that combines stealth, puzzle, and adventure elements in a fascinating way. You play as a hacker who helps a young girl named Hope escape from a totalitarian regime that controls every aspect of her life. REPUBLIQUE is a game that I highly recommend to anyone who loves stealth games, dystopian stories, or just wants to try something different on their mobile devices. Bully is an open-world game where you play as Jimmy, a rebellious teenager who gets enrolled in a prestigious boarding school called Bulworth Academy. Your goal is to survive the school year, make friends, enemies, and even romance. I think Bully is a great game that deserves more attention. It has a lot of humor, charm, and personality, and it captures the essence of being a teenager in a realistic and relatable way. World War Polygon has an epic single-player campaign that takes you through the most iconic battles of World War II. You'll play as a brave soldier who will face enemies, bosses, and challenges in different scenarios. The game has amazing graphics, sound effects, and story cutscenes that will immerse you in the war atmosphere. Max Payne Mobile is a classic action shooter game that introduced the concept of bullet time in video games. You play as Max Payne, a fugitive undercover cop who is framed for murder and hunted by cops and the mob. You have to fight your way through a dark and twisted story. Whether you're a fan of the original Max Payne game or new to the series, this mobile adaptation is definitely worth checking out. Lonewolf is a game that puts you in the shoes of a mysterious assassin who joins a criminal organization called the Assembly. You don't know much about him or his motives, but you'll soon find out that there's more to him than meets the eye. The game has a deep and immersive story that will keep you hooked until the end. Lonewolf is not just a game about shooting people, it's a game that challenges you to make decisions that will affect the outcome of the story. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons is a game that tells the story of two brothers who embark on a perilous journey to find a cure for their dying father. You see, you have to control both brothers at the same time, using each thumb to move them independently. The game is designed to make you feel like you are actually controlling two people, not just two characters. It's a game that you should definitely play if you haven't already. Stardew Valley is a game that has something for everyone, whether you like planting crops, raising animals, fishing, mining, crafting, or even romancing the locals. You can play the game however you want, and there is no pressure to follow a specific path or goal. Stardew Valley is a game that will make you feel at home, and it is one of the best mobile games I have ever played. Alien Isolation is a survival horror game that puts you in the shoes of Amanda Ripley, the daughter of Ellen Ripley from the classic Alien movie. Alien Isolation is one of the best games I've ever played on mobile, and it's a must-have for any fan of the Alien franchise or survival horror games in general. It's a faithful and impressive port of a classic game, and it offers hours of gameplay and replay value. Trials of Mana is a 3D action RPG that lets you choose from 6 different characters, each with their own story and personality. Trials of Mana is a solid remake of a classic game that fans of the genre will enjoy. It has a lot of charm and nostalgia, and it's fun to explore the world and fight the enemies. Epic Conquest 2 is inspired by the classic RPGs we used to play back in the old days, with a special touch in the game mechanics and anime-style storytelling. I think Epic Conquest 2 is a great game for fans of action RPGs and anime. The game has a lot of charm and humor, as well as a solid and engaging gameplay. Epic Conquest 2 is free to play, but it's not pay to win, as you can earn everything in the game by playing. I highly recommend you check out Epic Conquest 2. GRIMVALOR is one of the best action platformers on mobile, and it's a must-play for fans of the genre. It has a captivating world, a solid gameplay, and a high replay value. It's a game that will keep you hooked for hours and challenge you to master its mechanics and secrets. If you're looking for a game that will make you feel like a badass, look no further than GRIMVALOR. The Walking Dead series is developed by Telltale Games, and it consists of 5 episodes that follow the story of Lee Everett, a convicted murderer who finds himself in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Along the way, he meets and protects a little girl named Clementine, who becomes his moral compass and surrogate daughter. The Walking Dead series is a must-play game for fans of the comic book and TV show, and for anyone who enjoys a good story-driven game. The game is not perfect, but it's definitely one of the best mobile games I've ever played. And there you have it, guys, top 25 best single-player games for Android and iOS. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button to support to the channel, and if you're new here, why not subscribe to the channel? We put out new videos every single week and you don't want to miss out. I will see you the next time.